Hello, everyone. To begin with, I would definitely like to quote the man of the moment, author and scientist Dr. Anand Raghunathan on the book, India Before and After 2014. And he says that this book should be read by those who want to vote. It must be read by those who are wanting to stay away from voting, a journey about transformation of India in all aspects from the eyes of a millennial. A story of how a studious doctor became interested in contemporary politics of the nation. Definitely a must read. So, with these genuine words on the book, I really welcome Dr. B.Vinusha Reddy, multifaceted author of the book Time India Before and After 2014. She's a MBBS MD who hails from Andhra, is a gold medalist and topper all the way, besides being an observant change seeker. She writes articles on economics and contemporary politics, besides being a very successful medical practitioner, is a concerned citizen that Modi government, and she always feels that Modi government has brought about right changes, and all the more reason that the party achieves the victory for the third time. She's the BJP spokesman for Andhra Pradesh. So much welcome to you, Dr. Reddy. It's such a pleasure to have you with us today.
Thank you, Dee.
So to begin with, one question which has always been on my mind is because you, as a very busy doctor, so what really inspired you to delve into writing about the transformation of India and your personal journey from 2014 to 2023? And if you could perhaps highlight a specific moment or event that made you transition from being a desperate observer to being somebody who's a proud believer in BJP government.
Yeah, Neetaji, thanks a lot. First of all, sorry to you because you have scheduled the meeting at 2 p.m. And of course, because of my professional commitments, I mean, basically, I'm a doctor by profession, and it's not like any other profession. If someone comes for my medical help, I need to attend to them. And thank you for waiting me for 10 minutes because there was a patient waiting at the door and I couldn't refuse when someone is in the pain. So, yes, I am a doctor by profession, a general physician, and I have really a lot of passion for my profession. I see a lot of patients every day, minimum ranging from 30 to 50 or 60 sometimes. In the due course of that, I will be meeting a lot of people. And in our profession, we develop personal rapport with the patients after some time. They go on explaining you about their personal experiences and more about their personal lives. And in this way, I have connect with people. I mean, I come across with people from all walks of life. Like I see engineers, I see doctors, I see teachers, I see students, I see old age people, I see farmers, I see laborers, and I speak with them every day. And I have been seeing them maybe since 2005 when I started going to my rounds. And this is almost like 24. So almost 19 years we are interacting with people. So we know how it is for them in all aspects and how it was before 2014 and after 2014. So what I wanted to say is, as being a busy doctor, I have a chance to interact with people from all walks of life and understand their problems. And the second point is, why were you interested in politics? Yes, this is an important question. I hail from a family of educated people. My father is a public engineer. I graduated his BTech, and all my uncles are engineers or doing government jobs. So we were brought up in an environment where we were guided to read the newspapers. Like I used to read mainly the Hindu, Times of India, right from my fifth standard. And political discussions were happening in our home every day. And so basically, our family had a political inclination, but not, I was not into that. I was just watching. And at that point, which changed my life, you are asking me, I would like to share one experience with you, which really I felt me very desperate. See, 2003, I joined my MBBS in Kannur Medical College, a very old medical college. Getting seat in first attempt is not easy, but I got it. And then I was university topper, and my dream was to get into AIMS Delhi, like any other medical graduate dream. You must be knowing that.
Yes.
So I was preparing for that examination, and 2009 during my internship, just when I was doing my internship, I gave these examinations, Delhi AIMS, PGI Chandigarh, and state examinations. See, qualifying was like very easy for me. I got a rank also when I wrote in 2009 May and 2009 November. By after completion of internship and sitting, 2010 June, I was like top contestant. Any exam you take, Bhatia, dams, I was always a topper, and I succeeded. PJ Chandigarh, I got fifth rank, and then our state AP PJ, I got 11th rank. But can you believe in AIMS, June 2010, 2011, I couldn't even qualify. That was like shock. I mean, I was a PJ exam topper in Chandigarh and state topper, but my rank, I couldn't qualify. That was like not possible all through my medical career. Then my husband got in Bangalore, so we moved to Bangalore, and then I got into another institute. After 2 years, we came to know that this exam was a scam. All the top eight, yeah, all the top eight postgraduate rankers, the OMR sheets got manipulated.
Oh my
I
God.
went to AIMS and I filed in. I asked them to provide my OMR sheet because I was confident that even not getting qualified was never in my subject. They told we can't give it to you. It's an intellectual property. After 2 years, when I was doing my second year post graduation in Karnataka, I came to hear this, and it was my dream to do my MD in AIMS. And because I couldn't get my husband shifted from AIMS, you imagine a situation such hardworking, you won't get what you want because someone did a scam. I lost hope totally on the Indian government and everything. And I thought that this is going to happen every day. Every day, some scam will come, and I stayed away from politics from that day. And in Delhi, when I was staying, people used to discuss about that Commonwealth village. Maybe in 2008, 2009, my husband was staying there. I think you also very well know about that. Commonwealth Games were getting organized, so we were really proud. Then suddenly you wake up and hear that a bridge collapses.
Yeah.
Then people all over the world say that we don't want to stay in that Commonwealth game, and all the bathrooms are shoddy, water is leaking. And I told you that my habit was to read the headlines. I saw the headlines, India ashamed. See, as an Indian citizen, how will you feel? I was staying in Delhi at the time. Again, I was so desperate, and I told this country is not going to change. You do scam even over medical examination, papers, Commonwealth, and then I totally stayed away from politics and I lost hope in politics and I started arguing we should leave India and go to US. And I didn't vote. Even after getting my voting right, I felt what is the point? From years together, one family is ruling. Even if some other government comes, there will be a coalition government which can't work to the full extent. So with this desperation, I was staying together, totally staying away from politics and doing my post graduation. I was always very good student, always reading, seeing patients. Whenever my professors asked, they were discussing about politics in 2013 November to December. I was again, I think just then we got tabs. I was reading on tab, all pay. Then my professor asked, you are not interested in politics, sir. Nothing is going to change India. I have lost many things. This is not going to change. Then he told, why are you people watching crowded like that in TV, not doing rounds? Then they told, the semi-final elections are coming. What is the semi-final election? The 5 state elections. I think Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan, and the 5 states, Chhattisgarh, 4 state election, along with one Northeast state. Like they were watching this, watching the result, not doing rounds. Then suddenly they told, we will go and do for rounds and then sit here only. At that time, Bharatiya Janata Party won all those elections. They were so happy. And then my professor started explaining me, Vinusha, this is wrong. First time you put some interest in politics also. How different is this election, sir? I questioned them. Then they answered me. There is Narendra Modi ji has been declared as a PM candidate. So this is like a test for him, litmus test. This is like semi-final. Then I asked, what's so different about him? Then they told me, like he transformed Gujarat. He took up the Gujarat state from shatters, from the ruins of the earthquake. Then he was my favorite professor. He was very knowledgeable man. Then he was telling. Then I thought, okay, when my professor is telling so much, I should also watch. Then from 2013 November onwards, I started watching the campaign. I had an interest on this person called as Narendra Modi ji, the PM candidate. Then he said one word, vote for me, it will come to me directly. Na kaunga, na kane dunga.
Oh, yes.
And I don't know. I mean, all those 6 months, I was preparing for my final examinations. I was watching him speak. He spoke about development, and he spoke these words. Once ex-Prime Minister Rajiv Gandhi told, if we give 1 rupee to the poor, by the time it reaches, it's only 10 paisa. But when I come, that entire 1 rupee will go to the poor, and we will develop India. And just vote for me. And it says somehow it struck a chord with me. And people like me, all my postgraduates, you don't believe in 2014, the final election voting in Karnataka, I was having my exam next day. Knowing all this background, being a studious student, I was like, should I go to vote? I have not voted for all these years, so how it is going to make a difference? Then that person is continuously coming into mind. Vote for me, the vote will come to me. I took books. I went and stood in the queue. Along with that, my co-PG students, we were all discussing, okay, if a patient comes with so complaint and so and so, people were so kind. What are you doing? What are you reading here? We're having exams tomorrow, main exams. We will go first. Then first we voted and then we came back. This is how I voted. The rest is a history. We all know how it happened. Not a single corruption since, I think, 9 years. That got stuck to me. And you see India, how it has transformed. And by 2018 ending, a lot of changes happened. I mean, they did so many things: infrastructure, digitalization, industries. I became interested because on social media, they started a very negative propaganda. Something like 2015, they had some riots happening. If something happens in Unnao, Madhya Pradesh, they will make it a national issue. This Tukde gang issue, they were telling you are suppressing the freedom of expression of students. Then any unfortunate incident happens, they used to attribute it to Modi ji. Then I came on social media and started countering this. That's how my interest developed. And finally, at one point, I joined BJP, and then I became a spokesperson. So I had in-depth idea of all these things. I go to panel discussions every day, so I know what is happening in India, how transformation has happened. And the last was my journey to BRICS political summit as a delegate. Party has chosen me to send. At that time, I did extensive research because I need to speak about what has happened in India. So all these experiences made me compile a book.
Fantastic. You're such a aware citizen. You are like, it's like you're an Indian first, then a doctor, and then you are, through your knowledge of so many years and being a concerned citizen. This is how this book has come out. I've read the book and I must advise everyone to go through it. There's such facts. It's come straight from your heart. Coming back to, you just mentioned BRICS Summit to July 2023. So coming back to the book, as a delegate of BRICS Summit July 2023. So what global perspectives and insights did you gain that influenced on India's role on the global scene for you? What did you feel that
Yeah, but
what Modi ji is doing
yeah.
abroad, such a splendid image of India abroad. So how did it all influence you again? I mean, you went out and you saw this on a global platform. We are what we are. And Modi ji is
Yeah.
so much respected. Yes.
Yes, very, very important question. In 2011, I went to USA. At that time, you know what my friends and my colleagues or the doctors used to see. I'm sorry to say this, I don't want to insult anyone, but we didn't have this much respect, Nitaji. They used to say, your prime minister is a shadow. See, I don't want to name any person. He is my prime minister. He is your prime minister. He is the prime minister of every Indian. When someone outside India calls that he is a shadow prime minister, puppet prime minister, or a silent prime minister who doesn't act, it's every Indian who gets hurt. I got hurt at that point of the time. And one more thing, at that point of the time when I went to US, I saw this thing. Whenever a car moves across the toll gate, automatically the amount was getting detected, like automatic toll detection system. We had a casual conversation with our friends. Oh, this is all so nice. I don't know when it will come to India. Then they told, oh, it's impossible. You are India. You people are fighting corruption. You don't do any development. All this kind of advanced technology, you are going to get that. This was in just 2011. Now, cut across to 2023 July, when I went to the BRICS summit, I mean, I still live that moment. You know how much respect India has got now. When I was speaking on the forum of the BRICS summit, just I was about to speak. Then suddenly one gentle lady comes back, and she just comes back and just not disturbing. She comes and tells to me, she's from Mauritius. She's a representative from Mauritius. You are from India. I just want to say to you that we would really like to thank you. Your country is helping us so much. You are establishing educational institutions there. You are helping us in several infrastructure projects, and she says, really, on behalf of Mauritius, please convey our regards to your Prime Minister.
Oh, so
And
nice.
one more person, yeah, one more person, gentleman comes and says, I accept with the words of Australian PM. PM Modi is the boss. Really, he is doing a great job. We were proud that South Africa was one of the first countries to have cashless transactions. They used to have all card use transactions, but now we hear that you're doing transactions on mobile phone. Can you just explain me how do you do that? Then I opened my phone and showed them, yeah, you can do this. This is called as Phone Pay app. If you buy anything, you can just scan it and send it. That's what he told. We were actually proud that we were using cardless transactions. Now you're doing it on phone. I mean, how amazing the transformation of India is. And one more gentleman from Namibia, he openly acknowledges, because I spoke from the perspective of India, because even in South Africa, there is the domination of some countries like China who are trying to invest and take control of them. I spoke like, we come here with the words of Prime Minister Modi ji. Your priorities are our priorities. We don't enforce anything, and India has helped South Africa BRICS in really much ways, whether it's infrastructure or education or health. Then suddenly, this gentleman from Namibia stands up and tells, the difference between India and China is China will bring everything from them. The infrastructure they are building, money will come from China bank, people will come from China, resources will come from China, and then the toll will be connected from China. We people are not getting like that. But she is right. India under Narendra Modi ji is not doing like that. They are helping us without any expectations. Then it's like I told, it's what we call as Vasudaika Kutumbakam. See, this change India has brought, and people from all countries, they were expecting to meet us. They were willing to tell the problems. Palestine people met us at that time. Israel people met us, and one point I want to tell was, the Palestine person comes and tells, you should solve, only Modi ji, only your prime minister can solve the Israel-Palestine conflict. We have that photos also. This is situation now. Nitaji, you tell me, if anyone can solve the Israel-Palestine problem in the world, it is Modi ji. Please convey to him.
You know,
This
it
is
puts
our
us
situation right
goosebumps
now.
when somebody talks like that. And your book
Yes.
is a treasure of, you put all these statistics together, be it the COVID vaccinations, be it anything, whenever you're traveling abroad, people are really surprised about the fact that with the click of a button, so much of digital, we can come to know when a vaccine was taken. If you're stuck in customs or you're in immigration, somebody wants that. You can just, if you don't have a hard copy, it doesn't matter. And
Yeah.
I think this is par excellence. And we all get so proud when we get acknowledged when we are especially abroad and people are coming to you. And as your experience, I've had similar experience so many times and really feel proud to be Indian. In your book, you mention about so many transformations. I mean, be it economic, be it globally, as we just discussed, technology, medical, health, everywhere, roads, infrastructure that you've talked about, amazing infrastructure now we have. So could you perhaps share for the viewers before they take up the book and read it some key examples that showcase these remarkable changes? There's so many of
Yeah,
them in
this
the
is
book.
a
Yes.
yeah, very, very important. See, Netaji, one thing was, I told you I went to US, right? I went to US and I purchased some clothes, okay? Then when you see the label, it's like written made in China, sometimes even made in Bangladesh. I used to feel, I come all across the US and I buy make in China products. What is this? And whenever, not very far, you just think about 2014 or something like that. All the phones, they're either imported from Korea or China, made in China. So we were always discussing why our economy is lagging, because we are importing the goods. So now I want to proudly tell to the viewers that from that situation, now India is the second biggest manufacturer of the mobile phones. We
Yeah.
have every phone in India. Whatever you use, the Apple is made in India, apart from all other kinds of phones. And our phones now, they are being used in several countries like France, UK, and Singapore, Sri Lanka. Now, from importer, we have become exporter. And I don't want to mention this point that once Rahul Gandhi ji said that I just want to use one phone which is made in India. I think 2022 he commented, but he doesn't know the fact that we are already using phones made in India. And can you imagine? Right now we are the second biggest industry with almost 3 lakh crores turnover in 2020 to 23, 80,000 crore exports, and I think this year we are touching that 1.2 lakh crore exports. Because don't you feel proud as an Indian? A phone made in India, a phone made for world. And the second important point is you also realize, I'm sorry to say this, but at the end of the UPA era, our security personnel, the army, they didn't have bulletproof jackets. This is the harsh reality. They didn't have artillery. If in a situation of war, what the reports, according to reports, the artillery was not sufficient to even last for 4 days. We were not able to manufacture even bulletproof jackets or the helmets. From that situation, now we see a totally different situation. India is manufacturing its own bulletproof jackets. India is manufacturing its own helmets. And Amethi, Uttar Pradesh, people used to say that was like one of the poorest place. Now there is ordnance factory in Amedi, which is producing AK-47 and Kalashnikov rifles.
Imagine.
We are no longer importing, and Amedi has transformed into an industrial hub which is producing Kalashnikov. And I think no Indian can forget that scene where Narendra Modi ji or Rajnath Singh ji, they take a sortie in our own homemade Tejas, light aircraft carrier. Not only bulletproof jackets, we have built with indigenous technology our own aircraft carrier, naval ships, INS Vikrant. They're doing all these things. Rafale also, I think they have entered into an agreement with France and they are to be built. See how far we have achieved. From importing to, we have become exporter also of even defense equipment. 20,000 crores we have exported. And I want to tell to the audience that India is the only country to launch on the south pole of the moon. And India stands along with the top 4 countries of US, Russia, or China, or France to produce the indigenous COVID vaccine just within 6 months. We know that. Producing vaccine is fine. Okay, doctors did research, yes, encouragement. Imagine, Netaji, say 130 plus crore population. People have lot of apprehensions. People live in nook and corner. You have seen how they have administered the vaccine. Linking your Aadhaar card, you get all the data. The first dose, the second dose, it will get you updated. It will call you. And they have launched a mission, Hargar Dastak, and they have given 200 crore doses. All this is done. And one more very important transformation, which I want to say, is the digitalization. See, when in 2009, when I joined my internship, they asked me to get a bank account. Oh God, you know how horrible experience it was. I was the daughter of a district officer. No response from the government officials. They made me run around them for 2 days to just open a bank account. I think you also must have faced a similar situation in a
Yes.
government bank.
Absolutely.
I got so like, Dad, to open a bank account, I have to come and wait for 2 days. This is our situation. Like we are educated, we are salaried class. Imagine about those poor people who stay in villages. Just cut it to 2015. It's a Guinness World Record. On a single day, 1.5 crore bank accounts were opened with zero balance. In just 7 days, 11 crore bank accounts were opened. In just 6 months span, these bank accounts which were opened with zero balance became 40 crores. Now total 52 crore Jandan accounts were opened. See, Neetaji, you and I are educated, but we also have to accept that we have a social responsibility. We have to take along people who are at the end of the line. If the benefits don't reach them, it's not good. Then I didn't realize, why is Modi ji opening so many bank accounts? Anyhow, we are all using black money only. At the same time, one gentleman commented, Modi ji speaks in 2015 that we are all going to digitalization, everything will be there in our hand. Then Chidambaram ji says, how is this happening? In a village fair, a woman goes and sells vegetables. She will ask change 7 rupees. How is this happening? These are all dreams. I too thought it at that point, oh, maybe Modi ji is over ambitious. Now link all these things. 50 crore Jandan accounts. You link Aadhaar card. Within Aadhaar card is already there. Then in 2015, you bring UPI. Just put all this together. Jandan, Aadhaar, mobile. You have digitalization. This is very, very important because now during COVID time, people are doing transactions on UPI. They are buying coconuts. They are buying gold also. This will eradicate black money in long run, Nitaji. Can you imagine? The transactions done to UPI in the last financial year were 136 lakh crores per annum. Just imagine all the black amount has been converted to white amount. And it is so convenient for people. And regarding infrastructure, you go anywhere now. See the connectivity, national highways. Earlier, when UPA was there, they used to construct at the rate of 12 kilometers per day. Now it is 23 kilometers per day. All green highway corridors, all greenway channels, especially if you see the transformation in Northeast and UP, nearly 50,000 kilometers highways have been added. This is double that of what has been added in UP. You see airports, my district, the airport, what do you call that? Shankustapana, the stone laying ceremony. It was done in 2006 or 7, but airport was not functioning. The airports have doubled. 74 airports, now it is 148. I am having airport in my, it's operational now. See the medical colleges, the number of MBBS seats. Earlier it was 50,000 before 2014. Now it is more than 1 lakh. See, according to population, people will have doctors. The number of PG seats, they are also nearly doubled. More postgraduate medical seats, you have more number of facilities. Everywhere you see the number of IITs. See the aims, number of aims. My husband used to do 15 night duties a month because only one aims Delhi was catering almost 4 states. Now we have 22 aims. And I'm sorry to say this, but people used to spend a lot of money on health. No, no one is spending. Ayushman Bharat. This is the only facility in the world which is the world's largest and the best health insurance. You need not pay single premium. It will cover all pre-existing and existing disease. If you get Ayushman Bharat card, you have even before you are diagnosed with cancer, just take the card, walk into hospital, you will get treated. Such a transformation for everyone. And I don't know many people know this or not, Netaji. Especially in some rural areas, the ladies used to go to do their nature call before 6 a.m. and after 6 p.m. And if we go across the roads, the people, they used to go using their cars without putting the lights on because all the ladies used to go for relieving themselves. And at that time, there used to be a lot of atrocities on women. We have seen getting them assaulted, sexually raped. He is the only prime minister who has addressed on Independence Day from Red Fort that we should respect women. And he has started Swachh Bharat campaign. 11 crore toilets were built. And now all of us have become the part of the campaign. We are also keeping the cleanliness campaign, taking it forward. And poor people, 4 crore people got houses. Just one difference. In entire UPA period, 16 lakh houses were built in urban area. Only Narendra Modi ji time, 1.2 crore houses were built. So what more should I say the difference? This book tells in detail along with the facts, figures, and with an emotional touch. All these things put together.
How do you remember all these statistics? I mean, I am amazed by the fact, the way you speak, the way you are just rattling out all the statistics. I mean, it sure shows that you mean it from your heart. The book itself, I was going to ask you, how much time did you take to put all the points together? I mean, it really reflects your, you're such a proud person to be an Indian right now. You have such a heavy practice and still you're able to do so much. How do you find time?
I agree with your words, Neetaji. I was one Indian at that time who was so really desperate and who was fighting with my dad. Dad, I don't want to stay in this country which is
I know.
ridden with corruption, which has no opportunities for meritorious. I got my rank removed through the scam. Now, really, I am so proud of my
It shows
Indianness.
on your face, you know.
And
I wish you could
yeah,
see yourself right now. I'm getting impacted. I'm across the screen. I'm getting so motivated. Such good feelings are coming to me
uh,
through the screen. Imagine if I meet you in person, how it is going to be. I mean,
no, I should meet you in some because I
congratulations.
am observing you. I want to tell one more fact, Netaji. I told you I did my post graduation in Bengaluru, right?
Hmm.
When I went there, see, I also put bindi like you.
Hmm.
People there, youngsters to me, UGs and postgraduates, they used to tell, "Ma'am, you put bindi." Sometimes, whenever there is a festival, I used to put kumkum. I don't know what you call kumkum, kumkum,
Yeah.
kumkuma,
Yeah. Yeah.
and that and go.
Hmm.
Tilak, I mean, kumkuma we call in South India. They used to tell, it's all so regressive, ma'am. Why do you put bindi? Why do you put that kunkuma?
Hmm.
I mean, I was like shocked. I mean, people were put in those mindset. Like earlier, before 2014, there were leaders who even degraded the Indian culture also. Especially the Sanatan Dharam also. Sorry to say this, because right from the Nehru time, he used to say, I'm accidentally a Hindu by birth. And even the UPA government, I don't know, many people know about this. They wanted to bring a communal violence act, which would have made life hell for Hindus in any sort of conflict. Like if right now, Sandesh Kali is happening. If this
Hmm.
act would have come into force, simply Hindus would have been put behind bar in any case of right. Such was the act. But then UPA government has to take back that act. And no one was proud about their culture. I mean, everyone was like, "Oh, I'm a Hindu, so I should be regressive. I'm back." This was the kind of feeling. But right now, you just see like they are opening Hindu temple in Abu Dhabi, and Ram Lalla is back in Ayodhya. We see our, the Sengol. The Sengol was a symbol of wisdom, righteousness. It was gifted to Nehruji. He kept it in his museum. But now the Shengal is in the right place. Narendra Modi ji, he prostrated in front of Adinams, carried that Shengal and installed in the parliament. And he himself does puja so that the youngsters who are 10 years, 15 years younger to me, Neetaji, they're renovating temples, small Paul temples. They're celebrating festivals now. This is the change they have brought, and I'm so happy with the Indianness. And the same question what you asked, Santoshji asked me, how do you get the time to manage data? Being a spokesperson, I compile data and keep, but for this book, I really spent 6 months time from night 10 p.m. to morning 1 a.m., sometimes 3 a.m. I wrote like that for almost 3 to 6 months.
Oh my God.
After that, the editing work was there.
Hmm.
Yeah, because I don't get time since mornings. See, right now I'm speaking from my
Office.
clinic.
I
I have
know.
patients I have to attend. So I burnt a lot of midnight oil. Yeah, oil is not there, so I burnt a lot of midnight electricity.
I could see that.
Yeah.
And we're very lucky to have got Garuda Prakashan because they are doing such great work in bringing out such
Yes.
narratives which need to be told.
Yes.
Authors like you need to be, people need to come to know you. And we've always known you as a, very vibrant spokesperson, but you coming out this with this book, everybody is going to go through it, definitely. But tell me, in your opinion, after your experience, do you think that every citizen should really exercise their rights? And how does active participation in politics impact the day-to-day life of Indians? I mean, do you think they should be aware, they should know all the facts, everything should be there so that India can improve further?
Yeah, this is one more motive of my book because, especially in urban areas, I have seen the turnover in Hyderabad, Delhi, and Bengaluru, cities like Bombay. It's very, very less. I mean, hardly 40 to 56%. See, the democracy is vibrant and successful if only the voting right is exercised properly. So with 50% voting, if someone only 50% people are voting, that means 50% people are not speaking. And I believe these words. A good man's silence is more dangerous than a dead man's action, than a bad man's action. So good people should come out and speak. How will you speak in democracy? by exercising your vote. As a person who didn't vote for almost 9 years, I mean, I didn't exercise my voting right for 2, 3 times. I know now the value of vote. If you come out and vote, then there is value for democracy. It is your right. And if you come out and vote, you can elect a person of your choice. And the second point is how to vote. When we are voting, we should keep all these factors in mind. All these factors are very important because it's not only the present, our future of our kids also depends on this. See, now how is the voting going to make an impact? It is going to make an impact on your lives, Netaji. For example, we are speaking now and on Zoom call. I didn't meet you. We are speaking on mobile through a Zoom call and mobile data. How did this happen? Again, the digital transformation, the Wi-Fi, the mobile connectivity. The mobile data before 2014 was very, very costly. So it was almost 150 per GB. Now it is only 14 rupees per GB. Now you have cheaper mobile phones made in India. So is it impacting your lives or not? Yes.
Yes.
Second thing, you are going on roads. Okay, the connectivity is important. So you need to have good roads, good airways, good airports. So if you don't vote, how are you going to get them? So when you are voting, you should keep this in mind. Okay. Next, what is the more important? Your kids should get education. As I already mentioned, this government has done so many things when compared to the before 2014. MBBS seats are doubled, PG seats are doubled, IITs are doubled, triple IITs are doubled. And the government has taken up initiatives and is empowering the schools, even government schools at the ground level. So your kids' education is safe. So you have to vote for your kids, education of your kids. Yes, you have to vote for them. And the next point, your kids will come out with flying colors. What are they going to do then? Then they should have employment opportunities or they should stand on their own. Now, the India is, the the fourth country to have highest number of unicorns. Before 2014, there were only hardly any few thousands of startups. Now we have 1 lakh, more than 1 lakh startups. The Indian government is encouraging them, particularly in defense sector, technology. We are sending our startups are sending satellites through ISRO, the private startups, and we have earned 1680 crores through that. The school kids are a part of that. They're putting their inputs, and we are sending satellites of Singapore, Korea, Australia, USSR. Oh my God. So our kids' future, if you want the safety, you have to exercise your voting right properly. Just think before that. And one very, very important thing, when I was in MBBS, any Republic Day, any Independence Day comes, my parents used to warn me, don't go outside, especially in Hyderabad, Bengaluru. You don't know when there will be terror attacks, terror blasts.
Mm.
See, safety is also very important. Before 2014, name any city, name any metro. Hyderabad, Delhi, Bombay, Jaipur, Ajmer, always some terror blast somewhere. Terror blast can happen anywhere. Temple, hotel, hospital, masjid, on bike, or even train. Nothing is spared. Right now, there are no terror attacks since 2014 in any hinterland. You want safety, so you vote properly. And then see, women also. See, this government has done so many good things for women. I have taken loan for the hospital loan myself. MSME for women, they are giving very easily loan. And see, now we have got that 3% reservation even in representation in the parliament, assemblies also. And the Muslim women has got so much respect with the triple talaq. And for the rural women, see, for us, it doesn't matter, Nitiji, but for rural women, cooking 3 meals is a horrible thing, mainly in rural areas, because they need to go get the water from kilometers of distances. Now, this government has provided 11 crore houses tap water connection, keeping in safety of the women. They have brought several acts, POXCO Act. So we women should decide whether our kids should be safe or not. And last but not least, whenever we go outside the world, see what happened in Qatar. 9 Navy personnel were sentenced to death. Sentenced to death. What happened now? They're back home. India was one of the uh, by the end of 2014, India was listed in one of the top 5 fragile economies. Basically, this was our situation, and this was what Narendra Modi ji got from it. And right now, we are the fastest growing economy. But this all didn't happen in one day, Nitaji. There were a lot of reforms which happened. If you see, the major reforms were brought in the banking sectors. Many banks were combined together and there was amalgamation. And the second point was one of the important point is now 80% of the Indians have one digital banking facility. See, when the people enter the banking system, like I mentioned previously, now 136 lakh crore transactions are happening through UPI. That means the entire black money is getting converted into the white money. So obviously, when the white money increases, the bank reserves increase. So when the bank reserves increase, our tendency to put it in a expenditure, they obviously will give loans. See, nowadays it is very easier to get loans, whether it is the public banks or the private banks. And next important feature is that to revive economy, there are few important aspects. One is the capital expenditure. Capital expenditure means how the government is going to spend the money. If you see the amount Modi government is investing on the capital expenditure in building infrastructure, roads, airports, IITs, it's huge. Almost nearly 5.5 to 6 lakh crores they are investing every year, all put together on ports, airports, and PM Gati Shakti. They have brought 100 lakh crores. See what happens when you build road. It's not like you build a road, you go travel with your car and enjoy the road. It's not like that. When you build a road or when you build an airport, you are providing direct and indirect employment to several thousands. If you take all over India, maybe lakhs. You're providing employment to those people who are actively involved in road construction, like the laborers, engineers, all those people. And the indirect employment is like you are purchasing cement, you are purchasing steel. So from those outlets, once you purchase the cement and steel, the industries they will flourish. So the industries, once they flourish, they start giving more job opportunities. Once there are more jobs, these people they will go and buy essential items. Anything essential item, food, dairy products, milk products, beauty products. So once they get that, the money comes into the circulation. Once the money comes in circulation, where does it come back through UPI? It will come back to the bank. So they have initiated a cycle. People will think when I say about infrastructure, it's not just infrastructure. It's a cycle which will rotate the money. The 1 rupee will rotate through several hands. So everyone will be happy. Government is spending money. People building roads are happy. People working are happy. Cement people are happy. Steel people are happy. Ultimately, all the people get employment. Everyone is happy. So this is how the GDP has been boosted. And second, most importantly, self-employment. See, now they are giving loans. Even imagine a situation before 2014, getting a loan was very, very difficult. Oh, it used to take 3 months, 6 months, 9 months. You need collaterals, you need the government officer signature. Right now, even those people, you don't have any guarantee they can get through the mudra. People must have heard about that. You know, how many? Nearly 20 out of the 70% women got. More than 23 lakh crores were given to over 42 crore women holders without collateral. See, once you get the loan, I also got the loan, MSME loan. You are not going to keep it, right? You're going to invest it somewhere. See, with these mudra loans, nearly 2 crore entrepreneurs, small or big entrepreneurs have been started. See, if you take an average, 1 to 5 is the number. I provide employment to nearly 90 people. Maybe who take small loan, they provide employment to 1 or 2. Multiply these 2 crores into just 3. How many self-employed people? 6 crores. They won't sit idle. Once it is your own loan, you tend to pay the EMI, you tend to work out. How is the money? It's getting flourished. And the last thing, boost to make in India. I already explained that. And they have started this PLI, production linked incentive scheme. That's the reason why we are producing mobiles now. We are producing drugs. India is now called as the pharmacy of world. 70% of exports of pharma come through India. See, once you provide boost to make in India, it's like you are directly incentivizing production, whether it is pharmacy or defense equipment or health equipment, everything. The money being spent here, jobs are being provided here. Obviously, this has put economy on a revival mode, and now we are exporting, and that's why India is the fastest growing economy. It's not just like, oh, we have money and we will do some coal scam, we will do some 3G scam, not like that. And I want to mention that CAG estimated that through 2G scam, 1.76 lakh crore corruption happened. And through coal scam, nearly 1.86 lakh corruption has happened. After this government came into power, all the previous auctions were cancelled by court. Only through the actioning of 3G and coal scams, nearly 6 lakh crores income was generated. And the government, what is it doing? It's going and putting again for the development. See, you don't, people should not laugh when they tell that we are constructing toilets. Yeah, you construct toilets, man. You are giving job to lakhs of people. See, 11 crore toilets are built. I told you again, people are getting jobs, people are getting opportunities. So the economy has been set in a, it's not like revival mode. It's on a running. It's on a marathon now. It's on a race. That's why it happened. And now we are the fastest growing economy in all fields, all put together. You put infra, you put make in India, you put digitalization. That's where we are leading. And we are definitely going to be the third biggest economy. Now we are fifth biggest. When Modi ji took over, it was 10th biggest economy. And with almost over 300 lakh crores GDP. That's what we are now. And with a budget estimates of over 140 lakh crores. And so definitely, I am confident. In Modi ji's third term, we will be the third largest economy. And our target is by 2047, we must be the biggest economy in the world.
It's no mean achievement from a very, very frail economy to
Yes,
world's
yes,
fastest growing economy to being the fifth largest economy to perhaps being the third largest in the very near future. I think
yes.
collectively we all are doing our best. With your background in medicine, how do you really see, and this question is very important, I mean, because you can answer this. How do you see the intersection of healthcare and politics influencing the well-being of the nation during this transformative time? What is the connection? How do you see that?
That's a very, very important question, Netaji. Before 2014, I already mentioned that one study estimated that people used to spend almost 30% of their income on some health expenditure. For a daily wage earner, it's very difficult when they get even a small illness like malaria, typhoid, to get admitted in a hospital. It's like their monthly income would have been perhaps very less. Maybe there are people who used to earn 5,000, 10,000. If you are going to spend 20,000 bucks on an admission for health in 1 month or 1 year, it's very, very big deal for them. And imagine such people getting major complications like cancers or cardiac events or kidney problems. How are they going to suffer? They never used to get treated properly. And the second important point was private setup they can't afford, and the government setups were not adequate. So the Modi government has tried to build this gap in a holistic approach. Primary prevention and secondary prevention. So primary prevention is basically preventing the disease onset. So they have started community health centers or health sub centers at grassroots level. For every 3,000 population, they have started wellness centers, health centers. There, one doctor will cater only 3,000 population right now. But near future, I think the ratio is going to further improve. They screen for sugar, BP, and all those problems, and they diagnose diseases and they are giving medications. And I don't know how many people know the fact that cancer screening also has been started by this government, and nearly 10 crore people have been screened for oral cancers. 3 crore women had cervical and breast cancer. It's like they're trying to treat and basic conditions and even diagnose in before advance the cancers or diabetes at the grassroots level with those 1 in 3,000 setups for population setup. Now, if some person gets diagnosed with disease, what should they do? Further, they brought this Ayushman Bharat Yojana card. You just take the card, either it is pre-existing, post-existing, anytime diagnosed. Insurance people will question you so many things after that. Before 3 years, if someone gets diagnosed with heart problem, no. Before 3 years, we don't give. But Ayushman Bharat is not like that. We just take a card and walk in. So that will cater the basic, if any further issues are there. And the next thing is strengthening government medical colleges. This government has almost, after this government came into power, nearly more than 120 government medical colleges have been set up, out of which nearly 90 are government medical colleges with the aim of one medical college for one parliament. In long run, this is going to help. If every parliament has one medical college, it will cater the needs of the all surrounding areas. See, you have a sub center, primary health center, and you have a medical college. The setup is finished, and government setup is being strengthened. If people don't want to go there, you have Ayushman Bharat for a private setup. See, the people are secure now. And one more aspect is through the National Rural Health Mission also, they are trying to help people like TB disease prevention. Now they go to the houses of people, they empower them, they give medications, they give a kit also, which comprises of groundnuts and the protein powder, all those things for almost 6 months to 9 months. And they are giving even 500 rupees per month for TB patients. Like this, they even give portion for pregnant women. They go to their houses for the kids through Anganwadi Kendras. So after this government has come in, there are a lot of radical changes. And one best example was before this government, there were only 7 All India Institute of Medical Sciences. And right now, we have 22. And they have revolutionized the medical entrance examinations also. After MBBS, we need to give the next exam so that it proves again that we are capable of treating the patients. And I told you, when I wrote my postgraduate examination, I think I wrote some 10 to 15 examinations. My husband had two super specialty examinations on same day. One is Delhi AIMS, and if I'm not wrong, the other one is the PANT, GB PANT Institute. How will we choose so many examinations now? Simple,
It's all
all put together.
centralized. Yeah.
And neat examination, and it's so transparent and so easy. And one more advantage with NEET is we are taught in state syllabus. I taught my AP entrance examination Andhra, but centrally the syllabus is different. We are again lagging behind. But right now everything is fake, so I can join anywhere. Delhi student can join in Andhra. It's just what you need is talent in your field. So Modi ji, what he has done is he has tried to change the health situation from all aspects, from the grassroots level, education wise, trying to strengthen the education systems, because in future we need to have quality doctors. It's not just quantity. So the health system definitely is better when compared to previous. And most importantly, 20% of the expenditure goes towards purchasing medicine. Imagine a patient having diabetes, hypertension. Almost they have to spend thousands of rupees on drugs. So what this person has thought, this government is, why don't you start Janaushadhi Kendras? Almost more than 6,000 Janaushadhi Kendras have been started, where you get at a discounted rate of almost 70 to 80%. If they are costing you 1,000 per month outside, you are getting 300. Now you tell me, they're doing everything. This government. That's why we should vote for them.
So right. I mean, this medical tourism also is on the increase. So all this, we are getting so much of foreign exchange because of that. I think all in all, very good development from all the fields. But coming to the fact that as we are in 2024 right now, so why do you believe, as a citizen, I wouldn't say as somebody who's already such a vociferous BJP spokesperson, why do you think Bharat, our country, needs the BJP? And how can politics shape the future for every Indian by their being in the third term?
Yeah, the answer is simple. See, I explained in detail about what has transformed in these 9 years. See, as we say that we are in the Amrut Kal, 75 years of independence, and our Prime Minister is aiming high. Like, we want to be the third largest economy by 2027, and largest economy by 2047 target. So there are two options. Okay, there is on one side is an alliance, what they call itself as I.N.I.A, which is an amalgamation of all the dynasts and all the corrupt parties and all those parties who hate Sanatan Dharam, who compare Sanatan Dharam with Corona, Dengue, and malaria. And one more important feature is all these political parties want to make their kids either prime minister or chief ministers. Name anyone. On the other hand, you see the one more party. They want only the India to progress, no corruption. There are no dynasts. And on the other hand, is this party which tells that we want to become a $5 trillion economy and the third largest economy. So people have to choose. And according to me, we have to vote for BJP, because if we really want to have a very safe and stronger Bharat, free of the terror attacks, and if we really want to have a Bharat that sees more advanced transformation in infrastructure, if we really want to see a Bharat which takes a lot of strides in fields of education, be it medical or engineering, if we really want to see a Bharat which has reached the moon and which is now aiming for sun, who knows? One of our kids can go on to the sun. I think they have started the Aditya mission. So we have to vote for this government, because if we want to see our Bharat free of any corruption, if we have to vote to we have to vote to this government if we want to see the women of our Bharat being respected and progressive. And if you want to, we have to vote this government if we want to see Bharat emerge as a global leader. Vishwa Guru has been always said by the Prime Minister. And finally, we have to vote for this government if we are really proud of our roots, proud of our culture, and at the same time, Vikas plus Virasi. We want development plus our own identity. I think there are enough reasons to why to vote for this government. And I really don't know. I'm waiting. If someone really says me, one reason to not to vote for this government, not as a BJP spokesperson,
Yeah,
as an ordinary citizen who wanted to leave this country, who was scared of the
I
corruption, who
know.
was scared
I
of the
know.
dynas.
Yes. And you yourself as such a successful doctor, you could have just, practiced, but you wanted to make a difference. And I'm sure each and everyone listening to this podcast should get motivated by people like you. We have to, in our capacity, we are professionals, we are doing our things, but we need to make a difference to the nation by being the way you've been conducting yourself. I mean, hats off to you. I mean, as a successful doctor and author, one last question. I think we didn't get the answer to that. How do you really balance everything? I mean, your professional commitment with your advocacy for political and economic awareness, and finally trying to make a difference in a nation where at one point of time you felt there's no hope.
Yeah. See, I really humbly say that my effort is very small. It's just like a drop in the big ocean. I mean, there are so many authors who have brought so many nice books, and this is my first book, and I really feel this is a very, very small contribution from my side toward to the people of India. Really, it's a sincere effort as a citizen, what I felt. And I don't know if I can influence at least some people, some young voters to vote. The purpose of the book is served, and my whatever the passion is served, that is the only objective I had in my mind when I was reading. And it's not like to as a party person, or I wanted to tell it like this is the reason BJP you have to vote. No, that point I want to make it very clear. It's a book from every perspective of every Indian. I think every Indian will identify in this book at some point of life, because I changed myself from an Indian who wanted to run away from this country to a person who is proud of India. I just put my experiences there, and balancing my life. It's pretty difficult, but I work almost 16 to 18 hours a day, and I have divine blessings. I think Prabhu Sri Ram's blessings are there with me. As here, my well-wisher says, when the intent is good, everything will fall into the place. The God will show the way. I think Prabhu Sri Ram himself has shown me the way. The poster also, I was not convinced. So many days we just were looking, something is missing in this poster. Then suddenly one day someone says, the Ram temple is missing. If you mention India before and after 2014, it's
Yes.
I was thinking something is missing with this poster of the book. Then I don't know, two, three people, including my dad, told the essence that Ram Mandir is missing. Then I put that Ram Mandir, with that the book is complete.
Yes.
So I feel Lord Sri Ram, like he gave Hanuman the strength to do so many strength. Lord Prabhu Sri Ram has given me that blessings and strength to complete this book, and everything has fallen apart. Garuda publication, they
Yes.
have accepted in 2 days, and I requested them that we should bring out this book in 3 months, and they have brought out. And then VL Santoshi giving time in such a busy schedule,
Yes.
February 17th, 18th, there were national council meetings.
Yes.
Like, I don't know how to say. Also, he has given me time for the book launch. See, I think there is some divine blessing bestowed upon this book, because it's made with a good intent.
It's made with a good intent, with a lot of good content, and definitely your writing style. I'm sure I could finish this book in no time. I'll request everyone to please read this book, write your reviews on Amazon. The link of the book also will be there in the chat very shortly as soon as we put this chat. Very interesting and very fresh discussion, I must say, today that we had with Dr. Reddy. Thank you so much for being here today. It means a lot. It was So interesting talking to you, very engaging and very knowledgeable, I must say, and very motivating. And I'm
Alhamdulillah.
totally excited about the discussion.
Thanks a lot, Netaji. You are so patient. I was a bit late. I mean, thanks a lot bearing with me for so much time, and really I appreciate your efforts. I have seen your videos. You are also making videos about those books which are usually focusing on our culture, our traditions, and mainly I would like to use the term Indianness.
Yes.
Maybe it's about strengthening India, it's about safeguarding India, or it's about developing India. I have seen your reviews. Really, you're doing a very great and bold job, and I really appreciate you for that. Thanks
Thank
a
you.
lot.
Thank you. Thank you for being on a platform.
Thank
Thanks a
you.
lot. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.